Hope everyone's week is well. Happy Wednesday. I'm going to do a little bit of building in Riverrun. I'm not going to do anything too crazy. I don't want to disrupt the balance. Making good progress. I hit 700 million today. Blue Egg, Amanda, welcome. Oh, I wasn't gonna put my camera on, but AC, I may have to because I found my new merch sweatshirt. It's not quite the orange I was going for, but it's the comfiest yet. Hang on a second, I'll go grab it. Hang on. All right, I have to reactivate my camera here. Let me see. If I go into this webcam, deactivate and activate. Hello. Here we go. Okay, so studio mode over here. There we go. I'll get some light on it. Like I said, it's pretty orange. This is Red Sox red versus orange. It's a little reddish. When you look at it next to like a really bright orange, I got a lot of orange. But I think this will work. And the thing is it's a thick, comfortable hoodie, which I don't know. It's gotta be the right fit for me. I don't know if anyone else is bothered by fit. I mean, I know part of the reason why I'm bothered by the fit of things that don't fit well. Okay, back in here. But this is, so I shopped around for a couple brands. I tried out hoodies from Fruit of the Loom, Hanes, Gildan, and Russell Athletic. And Russell Athletic was by far my favorite. So these aren't going to be an official merch line, But you'll if you want one AC, mods absolutely can get one free. So we'll talk shipping address. But I'm gonna print. Actually, I got it back here. Where is it? Back here. Can you see it back there? If you notice this little aqua blue thing up here, I guess I can turn the lights back on. This little thing up here is the Cricut, so that'll be cutting the labels for it. In game, we'll go over here. A new large cozy hoodie. They're hard to find. I found a comfortable one, and this one, like I got some thin ones, which I do appreciate. Like I still like wearing a hoodie in the summer, on the nights, but this one is. I mean, it's not like the insulated one I just got, but it's a decent winter one. This is a comfy one. It stretches, it moves with you. It's comfy, it's warm. It's good quality. And it will have a cool logo on it soon, so. I think I'm still using the one that you see on screen. So it'll be black on the orange or orange text on a black hoodie, depending on preference. But those are the only two options. Orange and black or black and orange. So we can talk. I've got the sun setting on Riverrun right now for anyone that is new here. This is a city I've been building on stream. We're trying to make some serious money with this one, so before we disrupt the balance too much, we're at 708 million, which is just kind of crazy. This one was good too, AC. This one was only like, I think this one was like 22 bucks. Yeah, and I will say, I'll call it out. I've been disappointed by some merch, specifically the fit and quality of Scar's Scarland. I love Scar, and I love the Scarland design, but that was not a comfortable or quality hoodie. It just wasn't. Gamers Nexus, I've never been disappointed with their merch and will continue to support them when I have the need for new coasters or mod mats or desk mats. They're quality goods. Yeah, 22 bucks for a nice hoodie, like, can't go wrong. I mean, it's probably like what is 22 US dollars right now in Canadian? To what, CAD? 30. So 30 bucks 50 cents. 30 Monopoly money is not bad for a really comfy hoodie. No, it's not that bad. It's not that bad of a rate. Got a little fire happening. Got a good fire for the thumbnail, some of you may have noticed. That's actually a decent one we got going over here. Helicopters are on it though. 3 times speed. They'll put it out in no time. It's gonna be fine. See? It is. We got pretty good fire coverage, I will say, for not doing smoke detectors. Then again, all those helicopters just flew off and left the house burning, so I guess there's that. Never mind, it's not such a great service. Just taking your time, huh? Is this one gonna make it? That's close. Like, that was almost burning down. That could have been bad. Okay, so what do we got? Let's go daytime. I got it. Like, at this rate, if I let this run the rest of the week, at least tomorrow and Friday, I should be able to hit 800 million, I think, this week. We're gonna hopefully hit 1 billion before the end of January. And then we can, I guess, start doing policies that help the people. I'm kind of interested to know where traffic is at. 86%. And we haven't put a lot of focus on transit lines yet. So we're doing all right. I wonder, we should spread this out a bit. This is a mess down here. This just has no business being set up like it is. What do we have? So this is office across the street. What is this, a hotel? Budget hotel, is this? I thought that was a police station for a minute. Okay, well, we don't want to move the... Can we move the hotel right over here? Well, that's handy. We'll put it over one more square so we can get... Let's get this out of here. Let's de-zone. And we'll do a little plaza here. That's unfortunate about the pavement. I know it was stuck. The money was stuck for a while, AC. Like, where is it? City value? The treasury. So if we look at this, I don't know if this will stack right. It won't. So look where that flat period is. And look where that giant spike of population decrease around 22, 26. It wasn't the worst that we had. The worst death wave we had was sometime around 2106. We must have done a massive expansion all at once. But yeah, the budget was just stuck. Like, I had the wrong policies on and it wasn't going anywhere. And then we turned off free transport on game days was, I think, the biggest single impact. Because we have a lot of game days. So a lot of free transit, and it's not just transit going to the game. It's literally any transit around game day. And I don't know how that works. If the games technically take like a month in game, is it free just that day of the simulation? Is it free the month and a half that the game takes to simulate out? Because the pitching's so terrible. But in any event, we had a very flat budget for a very long time, and it would like tiny climb up, and I'd do a little project, and the money would start to go down. But we're beyond that now. Oh, is it gonna remember old terrain and elevate this? It looked like it was gonna for a second. Yeah, right there it did. Come on, really? Okay, so when this happens, we don't actually have to connect the paths. We could just do... So what are my options to go underground? Do we do that? No, that doesn't connect. What does it think I'm trying to do here? Like, why is that an elevated piece of terrain? That makes no sense. Like, that's not elevated. It's fine if I do that. But as soon as I do that, it's like, oh, you meant to elevate that one a little bit, right? Did I? Do I want that one little piece to have a sidewalk? No, I don't. Why, game? I'm glad the mayor figured out how to make more money. To be fair, the chat figured it out. I didn't figure it out. Okay, well, this is... That's ugly. Can we... Why is it elevating there? Okay, we're gonna smooth the terrain out as best we can. Let's look at this. I'm pretty sure this is the game and not me. There is a lump there. Like, there's only so much we can do about that, but it doesn't look so extreme that it would break the roads. But you can see, like, it wants to be elevated if you start there or there. Not there. So those two squares, it wants an elevation. That one as well. Can we turn off, what, road guides? Why? I mean, I don't think it's the Metro that's doing it. Because I've done paths like that before next to a metro station for sure. I mean, that's not the closest there on that side, but like it's not. None of these grids anywhere nearby are suggesting that it should be a raised. So it doesn't make any sense. There's something that has been like hanging around the game. I was able to break it worse early access, I'll just say. And I don't think they ever really nailed down what the problem was. Because I could make that happen all the time pre-release. And it seems to be very hit or miss now. Again, like you can see the specific tiles that it's going to trip on. And you can't like, it must be elevated here, or you can go underground. Those are your two options. And I don't think it's because that's there. Yeah, it isn't this, because it wants to elevate this even if it's here. It insists that those be elevated for whatever reason. I don't know why. Can we connect this? Nope, that's going to force elevation. But that won't. Oh, that's great. Okay, we'll plop a couple trees down and not worry about detailing this too much, because the game doesn't want us to, apparently. Good enough. Yeah, I want to move these skyscrapers apart just a little bit. Like they're still going to be in a similar height alignment, but they need to be spaced out a little bit from one another to the immediate surrounding blocks. Like this one here should not be face to face with the one next to it. So we're going to bring this across the street as well. Let's do that. Let's add a couple paths and then let's see some stuff move back in. Yeah, I don't know. It's something that I could make happen a lot worse back in the day with the terrain there. It like remembers the old terrain. It remembers what was there before you flattened it, if that makes any sense. It doesn't get updated correctly. And there are times when you can like dig a hole and reflatten the hole, and sometimes it will work, but then you go to connect a new node and then it remembers again what was there before. Like it has terrible memory for what the original ground was like. It restores it basically. Okay, we'll let that path, we'll let this building be, but this one though, Let's do that, and then we'll get rid of this zoning. If you place paths on all the grids, those flatten it? No, I don't think so. We could try. Why is that being a jerk about snapping there? Really? All right, well, we gotta space these out a little more then. If it's gonna be like that. Where's the sun? Like, what? Did I pause it? There we go. So it's not the metro. I think it again, it's remembering the old terrain that was there. Where was that? That was over this way. If we path over trees, do the trees come back afterwards? So you can see, like, even it doesn't matter like what you connect where, like those tiles will always be elevated. These are fine. These are not a problem. But these will always, whoops, these will always be a problem. Eyedropper? Tree, please? Different size tree, please? There we go. What a weird problem to have. Does this not happen in other people's games? Sometimes I suspect I have latent issues from running beta code on here. Okay, we moved one or two of these. We got to get the buildings that are really tall, not immediately next to one another. Let's open this back up. What do we have down here anyways? High density commercial probably. Right, what are these? These are offices? So let's do that. This is fine here. We'll leave this setback, I think, here. I think that's fine. A little less condensed. And I guess we could do all that. What if we put some kind of park object on that path? Is it going to complain that it's not, that it doesn't have a park? We'll come back and detail that later. It's just an idea of where to put something. Decorated park items don't require a park zone, but functional ones do. Yes. Hey, Adia, welcome. I was telling AC I found a sweatshirt that I'm finally comfortable in. that we're going to do like a small merch batch. But I found a good Russell Athletic that is super comfortable and kind of the right color orange, not quite. You can see like it doesn't totally blend in down there in the bottom, but it's almost the color that we're looking for there. Evan, welcome. Elmo Fire in the chat. There was a little one earlier, but nothing too big. Got a decent one in the thumbnail. I'm spacing out the skyline a little bit while we make the next 300 million on our way to 1 billion. We're more than halfway there at this point, so the tough part of the climb is almost done. It's got almost smooth mouse orange, yeah. I mean, like I may or may not have a thing for orange. I don't know. I may or may not. I cannot confirm. I will neither confirm nor deny. My city's on fire orange. I mean, like, if anyone's wondering, if anyone's into graphic design, my orange is FF6000 in hex. Thank you, AC. I know. You're on the same page with me. My keyboard's partially orange. The cable that connects it is orange. There's a lot of orange on this desk. Where's the cable? Cable's over there. Everything's orange. Oh, this is not orange makeup? I don't know. That would look really weird. I don't know who would do something like that. I don't know why you'd want to look like a giant orange that's been baking in the sun a little too long. But, you know. It fries the brain too, honestly. Okay. Which one do we move out of here? This one's got to go. Where can we spread this out a little bit? I don't want to come too far from this core, but I do want to balance out just a little. So do we go... Like, we could open this up just a little bit. Let's pause that. Let's see. What do we got for zoning space here? 3 on that side, 3 on this side? Perfect. But we'll get rid of the zoning there. And this will definitely be some kind of park space that we can do. We'll connect that through there and to there. Let's see. What do we think? We'll do some more bushes. We'll line up the bushes. Do we connect another path through here? And that one. And then we'll line both sides with bushes like that. It's going to be a little bit asymmetrical. I think it's these bushes. I'm not 100% sure, though. Yeah, it must be these. Okay, so we'll go. Okay, the camera is going to be fun here, I can tell. The variants, too. Like, we want the big bush variant, not the little one. Come in and delete those as we go. A line tool in 2026. Could you imagine? That'd be nice. I would not be mad if they just committed all the development resources for the console version to remastered and really gave it an overhaul. Remastered. They'll probably charge for it. City 2026 presenting. Actually, it's probably now as good a time as any to let you know that this stream is brought to you by City Skylines Remastered, coming in 2026 for $49.99. No. I should record an actual commercial for it. What do you think? If I posted like a dead serious ass trailer and it was Cities remastered, people would fall for it? Put some time into editing it. Fancy cinematics, nice graphics. I'll take the time on the graphics. Please do. City Skylines remastered. Reimagined. I don't know. We got to come up with the marketing material for it. Do it with the Minecraft skin. Be super serious about it. Fancy, super clean graphics. Simple lo-fi. Or maybe we find some like hype beast future bass song. Coming to current-gen consoles, it's City Skylines Remastered. Everything you love about Remastered, but with a price tag connected to it. With or without Rihanna. Okay, we've got double bushes there. Do we have double bushes here? We don't have double bushes here yet. Okay. Okay, this is not... I have a feeling this is a drum and bass song about to drop. And it's in the middle of the synthwave playlist, which is frustrating. But I'll get over there in a minute. There's no way this is... That's halftime on a drum and bass drop. It's about to happen, right? It's gotta be. Yeah, oh yeah. Oh, it's coming. Is there gonna... I want there to be a really angry bass line, but it won't be there. You know what? I'm impressed for Epidemic Sound. It's angrier than I thought it was going to be. Boom, 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 boom. We'll need a little distortion pedal on it, maybe. It's more than I thought, honestly, was going to happen, though. So I'm proud of them. But anyways, is this a synthwave playlist? Yeah, it is. I wish you could file complaints. All right, tell me if I'm wrong here, okay? Android gets updates to apps at different times, and maybe it was already there. I don't know. My wife said she had already experienced this, but the other day, when I actually ordered the sweatshirts, they sent them in 4 different packages on the same day. They delivered them to the wrong house. And it was the first time that I've ever seen in my app. I was like, let me look at the delivery, because our neighbor brought them over. Let me look at the delivery, and it's a picture of the packages sitting in their front doorway. But it's the first time that I've ever been presented with the, hey, how did this delivery go? Thumbs up or thumbs down? And I thumbs down all 4 of them. I know that there are grueling conditions, but you delivered packages literally to the wrong street number. I feel like if you ask me how it went, that's a fair complaint. Part of me feels a little bit bad knowing what Amazon workers... Yeah, all 4 packages. And the kicker was, too, is that it was there with one of their packages, and it was all mixed in the center, so, like, the neighbor didn't even realize and gave us one of his packages. He doesn't deliver packages professionally. That's okay for him to mess that up. But, like... They had 2 different deliveries. I mean, they had, what, 5 boxes for 2 houses, technically. Or bags. They were in, like, the cardboard sleeves. But yeah, everything was next door. All misdelivered. but not just delivered to the wrong address, delivered to the wrong address and also delivered other packages to that address, but it was a different address. So like, here's 122 and I'm going to put it with 124. That all goes to the same house, right? It's not my street number, by the way. I just made something up. Well, no. This is what, no, it's one driver. It's one driver, but they chose to send it in 4 packages from the same facility. I don't know why. Like, if you purposely select to like, I'll take it in a week and a half, then it'll come in 1 box. But they haven't figured out that part of the distribution yet. But apparently they haven't figured out street numbers either. So what do I know? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, but doesn't it almost make it worse though, Adia? Because like, they have 4 separate chances to read that and realize it's going to the wrong house. It's not like, oh, I mixed up 1 box. Like, no, there's a number, there's a number, there's a number, there's a number. Not the number on the house that I delivered to. They had 4 chances to catch that. You know, and it's not like our mailman who knows our name. He doesn't even need the number. He's like, oh, it's the Mouses. It goes there. My actual last name, by the way. Move is not my first name. It's my middle name. First name's the Move Mouse. Didn't flow well for the channel though. Just throw the package next to the building in the dirt or snow. That were they delivering the packages from the United States? Like that sounds like an American delivering packages. What do they like? What do you mean they don't like? Do you not have Amazon distribution in Canada? Is that not a thing? Did they pull out? Oh, that's terrible. Were you able to return them for credit at least? I mean, it's a pain in the butt, right? Like you gotta go ship it out to them. Hope you got your money back. As long as you aren't like a serial claimer of problems, I think I've spent a lot of money, I'm sure, on Amazon over the years. And I think like the couple times we claimed problems, they're like, once or twice, they were like, don't even bother shipping us back the thing. It's more effort and money to ship it back. At least they used to do that. I think they may be more sticklers about it now. Might have closed the Amazon distribution in Montreal. Just left the stuff in the lobby. Yeah, Kanga's in San Francisco, and like if they don't run downstairs to grab it immediately when the buzzer is rung, it won't be there. Occasionally they get dropped off in the building, but usually it's on the front steps, and you gotta sprint down there. If you're not quick, it may not be there. Speaking of porch pirates and glitter bombs, my daughter's 9 and she just got into Mark Rober because I showed her the Squirrel Backyard Olympics. And I think it might be one of her favorite YouTubers now. Specifically because of the Squirrel Backyard Olympics. Okay, you know what? This sweatshirt is going to get you through the Canadian winter AC because I have to take it off. It's too hot. Okay. Delivered it weeks later. Yeah, I've had packages like that like just disappear. You report it lost. Sorry, you have to wait. Okay, I waited. Can I report it lost now? Yes. And then like the original package comes the day before the replacement package and they still ship both. Like, okay, guys. If you want me to have two, I'll have two. Three of those hoodies, please. Okay. DM me a shipping address and what size hoodie. I like a double XL myself, and these are very comfortable at that. Like it's the size I expect it to be, and it's roomy and it's comfortable. That's what I need. If you don't mind a snugger fit, you could definitely like maybe go down a size from what you expect. But if you want cozy and comfy, it's a good fit for what I expect with a double for me. And like I said, there's two styles we can go. We can go orange with the black text, or we can go orange text on the black hoodie. But I feel like I know the answer to that one already. Let me see. Hold on a second. Is this my account? Okay, yeah. My account orders. It is this one. I will drop it in general in my Discord in case anybody's wondering what I'm talking about. And if you're a mod and you want a sweatshirt, just DM me your address and size and we'll get it out. Okay. Product tester. Sure. What is it listed? It's $24.99 for the hoodie, which is not bad. Like I said, I looked at a couple like $18 and $20 ones. I wanted to find a nice, comfortable hoodie, and that was my favorite one for, again, the fit. I like a nice loose fit. Okay, where were we moving skyscrapers? Are those are far enough apart, right? The sun's getting in there really nice. We could probably get like one over to this block, honestly. I'm not good at this part. I need consultation here. It does feel better though, just spaced out a little bit. It doesn't change the skyline that much from really far away, but it's got a more 3D feelingness to it rather than just a block with all the tall stuff. I should probably bring something out a little bit. Maybe we bring this one out. Maybe I was premature on all that gardening I did, but then again, we could just fill it in with regular offices and it would be fine. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's move it. Quick pause, and we will grab our pedestrian path. We'll do a little bit through here. Okay, that'll move in. What do we do here? Can we fit a little park object of some sort? You know what we need? We need a plaza of some kind. Have we not unlocked any stuff because I haven't spent any time on it? Oh, must be placed by roadside because I have a thing there. Can we do... I mean, we could do that if we got rid of some stuff. Is that too much? I've got just kind of an uneven space here. I'm not crazy about that in here. Let's see. Did I hear a dog come down? I heard a dog come down. That bridges the street. Those bridge the street. And these are all locked. Okay. Okay, give me a minute. I'll be right back. I'm going to get the dog out. Bear with me 1 minute. Do I have a be right back or do I have an ending? I have an ending, but we're not ending. Hold on. That text is wrong. Where even is that text? It's here. BRB. Okay, I am back. The dog is in. Probably the next time we need this, it will be end. So for then. Okay, you say center the two and widen where the bushes are. What are we thinking? So we have this. Can those go back to back? So we can't really center it is the problem. We got to pick a side. We'll just double check this. What is the space that we've got between these two? So not including the, can we do this? That's wrong. Those trees come back? They do, okay. Is that too much plaza? That's too much plaza, right? This skyscraper moved over one tile? Well, this side, that wouldn't make sense on this side because it's the edge of a block. I don't know. I don't think we can do it. I don't think we can move the skyscraper to solve this problem. It seems inefficient. But we can go right up the middle with a path here. So now it's technically centered. Just in a completely different way. But let's do a little landscaping through here. Okay. I think that could work. So that's all spread out enough. I think we got to get this one tall tower out of here. And maybe bring that over here to the corner of the park. I also kind of think we just ditch this. It's the transit station transport tower is very bright. Let me show you why I think we should get rid of the transport tower. This is why I think we should get rid of the transport tower. Are the other ones turned off? They're offices so they don't get lit at night. Which is kind of weird, honestly. Like when do the lights go out in the office? Does nobody work at night? The lights are just never on. Like, does anybody work in these offices? What's going on here, boys? What do we rent the office space for? I feel like an executive getting mad about RTO. What are we renting the space for? Not a single one of you staying late or forgetting the lights on? Can we pretend? What's up with this tower? Surely that's a mistake, right? It's got lights on the roof. Why wouldn't there be any lights in this gigantic office building? The bottom certainly, like, there's a lot of people here in the plaza. It's a lot of people. I mean, I guess you could see some lights technically. Is that really? Is it now it's animating on just what? Time's not set to pass. What's going on here? Okay, I'm a maniac apparently. I feel better about that now. But anyways, look at how bright the frickin' transport tower is. It's insane. I feel like that insane timed with that music really well. Hold on. Look at how bright the tower is. It's insane. It was a little early that time. But seriously, it's insane. That's why I think this one needs to go, because like look at how bright it is in comparison to everything else in the city. Can you see anything but it now? I think it needs to go. You kind of like how ugly it is? And what's up with this? Now it's not as bright? Guys, the game came out in 2023. Like, why? Why am I able to make stuff like this happen? Why do I have to come around here? Remember when it was really bright a minute ago? I wouldn't worry about it. This is not synthwave epidemic. It's perfectly fine drum and bass, but it should not be on the synthwave playlist. Okay. Some of the lights are coming back on now. You got to give it time, I guess, to warm up. They got the old fluorescent bulbs. Look at it. Look at it. Oh, it's heating up. It is heating up. Okay, now how do we feel about it? It's just so offensively bright compared to everything next to it. But now the lights have to warm up again. Why is it so inconsistent? Like, what is happening in the game universe? I don't understand. We don't have time passing. Time is not passing. It will forever be midnight. It shouldn't be fluctuating like this. Ooh, there's a little fire in the background I thought I'd go zoom in on. There's more fires happening. They're putting them out like clockwork tonight. Is Kung about to make an appearance in the chat? What is going on here? Why is everything bursting into flames all of a sudden? Are they putting this one out? There we go. Helicopter coming to save the day. It's bright again. All right, I think I'm gonna throw it back into daylight because the brightness of that building aside, I still think we have a spacing issue over here. Let's look at zoning. This is all office over here. Okay. Let's see. Can we? So that'll break that building, but do we do a little stupid zigzag through here? Of course, because it's gonna raise the terrain. What the? See that little raised segment in the middle? Why? It's that one square. So if we do this, will it? It won't connect them. No. Okay. Sometimes it'll like let you. Yeah, and it insists that that one be raised. Okay, so we'll do it the old-fashioned way. Are you serious with the raised? Come on. Come on. I can't believe you, game. That's ridiculous. How are these things? Are these any good? It's unfortunate they all face the same way, but if we, yeah, I guess if we use some different size ones to change it up a little bit at least. Okay. We'll double check our zoning over here. Make sure it's all moving back in smoothly. Offices. Offices. Now we don't have anything over here because we just moved those buildings out. Okay. Wait, did I not just put some... Oh, I did. They're over here. So I put some plaza objects. We want to fill this in with buildings. Although we can come over here for a path. Let's do that. And then this. Will that connect? Yeah, that'll connect. Okay, then we can delete that. And we have the most demand for office, so I guess we'll do, since these are offices, we'll fill this in with office as well. We're going to leave that little bit exposed. This has opened things up quite a bit down here because you wouldn't have wall-to-wall skyscrapers. You'd have a little bit of room to breathe some light in. And it's spread out over a couple blocks that way. We should do the same thing down here. These aren't as terrible offenders, though, because we can literally move this one building and satisfy the area pretty well. This one's a little out of place down here. But it's also what? Like a services tower? Services? Yeah, it's fine. Services can get built outside of code. So let's bring this guy across the street. And then we'll footpath again. Great way to kill some of that extra space. Prevent the zoning. We will de-zone here. What if we do this? Let's see here. Right, because that'll be a 4 square zone. Can we do this? So what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that'll allow 2 4x4s to grow in. Hopefully. Let's see. See if it does. Can we get this guy? The generic pine? Will that work to switch up a little bit down here? Can you give me the small tree? Thank you. Jeez, game. Okay, and then we fill this back in too. Well, we got to get rid of these buildings because those are ridiculous. I kind of like all the people using the sidewalk, but they could just as easily use the sidewalk that's right there on Empire Street. So let's take that out. We'll still allow the cross traffic. There's a forced raised footpath for you, AC. So we'll do that, and then we will de-zone there. And then we'll zone here. And please tell me the footpaths won't elevate over here when I do this. It didn't. That's good. That's nice. One more not elevating, please. Okay. Let's take a look back. Okay. It makes it feel a little bit more spread out, which I like. We could probably do a little bit more on this side of the park. One more tower just to kind of balance it out a little bit. But I also want to see what what it looks and feels like, I guess, and runs like how bad's the traffic going to get over here if we fill all this in, which I'm planning on. And then I'm going to bring the terrain up a little bit and use it as an excuse for why the city stops there. How are we at, though? 709 million. That's crazy. This intersection is awful. Sometimes I wonder if it would just be better with traffic lights. Temporary fix. We'll just let the backlog clear. I don't recommend this, but I do it. It'd be so nice if the traffic was smarter. Did anyone see the was it Junctions? The shade Junctions was throwing? Whew. Whew. See if I can find it. Where is my... No, not Ken Jeong, please. That is a good video, though. Ken Jeong Wired, Doctor Support. Junctions.
Are you fed up with dumb traffic AI in your favorite city building game? Bruh. Does it feel...
Hang on. I think I have shorts turned off, so like I can click on it and then it doesn't show anything.
Are you fed up?
Yeah, that's what happens. Okay, hold on 2 seconds. Let me pause my synthwave. Let me change the share. Capture. What tab is this? Say goodbye. Say goodbye to dumb traffic. Okay.
With dumb traffic AI in your favorite city building game? Are you fed up with dumb traffic AI in your favorite city building game? Bruh. Does it feel like every other vehicle is on a mission to destroy your carefully calculated throughput? If yes, then we're on the same page. And that's one of the reasons why we're making a unique traffic simulation game, which will be at the core of our future city builder. Recently, we have made progress on basic movement, speed adjustment, collisions, crosswalks, zipper merging, lane changing, lane sorting, lane rating, pathfinding, congestion, trailers, trams, whatever the hell this is, and last but not least, a discreet package delivery for your mom. If you're interested in a 20-minute in-depth showcase of what an unnamed billion-dollar corporation should have done in the first place, check out our latest devlog. Link is in the description. Our billion-dollar corporation should have delivery for your mom. If you're interested
in a 20-minute in-depth showcase of what an unnamed with a giant paradox on the screen, an unnamed multi-billion-dollar corporation should have done.
Billion-dollar corporation should have done in the first place, check out our latest devlog. Link is in the description.
It's so good.
If you're interested in a 20-minute in-depth showcase of what an unnamed billion-dollar corporation should have done in the first place, check out our latest devlog. Link is in the description. Are you
like, and this is their traffic game that they're working on. I'm pretty sure this is the tricky part. But what do I know? Okay, next on the songs. This is drum and bass. Yeah, okay. Guys, come on now. I have over like 1,000 subscriptions. There's a fire in the background there. I always find it funny, like when they highlight some next to one another's, like, I don't know. I have Elveus Animal Sanctuary next to Connor Eats Pants. Like, just doesn't make... It's just a weird combination of things going on there in my subscription feed. Not that I use the subscription feed, but... It would be a very weird feed. So Junctions looks like it's going to be really good from a traffic management, and then they just need to make real buildings in the background. I think they're going to have an easy time turning a very complicated traffic management game into a city building game. Like, I think they've done the tricky part, the stuff that moves and needs calculation. Once the buildings, you just have to draw the buildings. Once you draw the buildings, work's kind of done on that front. They don't need to go anywhere. Unless it's a Dogman comic and they got hit with the living spray. And if you're a parent, you know probably what I'm talking about. And if not, don't worry about it. But Gooba Gaba, I will say. Alveus discussing sharks followed by 3 hours of gaming. Yeah, there you go. Could try a roundabout at the top of the highway exit. Yeah. I mean, it might keep things flowing up here a little bit better. The other thing, like, we could look at is like this is just like a ham-fisted exit over here. We could probably spend more time on this interchange and make it, rather than a 3-way interchange, make the 4th way an exit. So that doesn't feed any of this traffic destined for Emerson Square or for healthcare, which you can't spell with THC. So we could exit traffic that way, because that's probably going to unload some of this. But then again, if they're all trying to go left, do I need to make this a diamond rather than a 3-way? Like, making this a 4-way intersection that also connected to this side of the highway would probably make a big difference too. I think it could make a big difference. You know what? Actually, let's try this. Let's try hooking this up. Okay, bear with me a minute here, because I think this might help some of our traffic over there. Also, I could look at zoning. I don't know what I'm doing with zoning and correcting with Old Town where I can. So let's see if we give them an option over here to move around the city a bit. I think this might help. Okay, roads. Where we're going, we do need roads. Lowest elevation step. Road guidelines back on. Okay, 1, 2, 3 clicks up and just far enough over. That's okay. But over here, we got to be a little careful. So, because we want to space these out a bit. Okay, so getting off and getting on this highway. Oh, I'm going to need to think about this differently, because I was just going to provide this straight cut across. But that doesn't really work with what I want to do. So this might actually make this worse. Hold on a second. This is going to make this much worse. We're going to do a 6-lane right up the middle. 1, 2, 3. Which looks like right about there. Okay, so we'll bring these back. Let's do this. Probably should have saved it first. They're just going to do all kinds of crazy stuff here, aren't they? There's just going to be way too much happening here. This is going to be so much worse. This is getting re-engineered offline, I guarantee you. Okay, so do we just turn this? You know what? No. Hold on a second. Do we just turn this into a diamond? Okay, I can't get a road in there. Can I? No. Okay. Okay, we'll work on the terrain after. But I think we can make that work. How far out is this? 96? Yeah, somehow I thought a diamond interchange was going to fix traffic here. I'll have to clip that at the end of the year. Already making highlights for 2026. See, in this case though, it's less about the efficiency of the diamond and just trying to offload, because like this was a very quiet trumpet interchange a minute ago. So now it's just going to be an incredibly busy diamond interchange. Right, and it allows this part of the city to connect over there. Do we even go so far as to connect it down the hill to the nightclubs? Those buildings are so repetitive, I don't know if it matters. I certainly don't think we need 6 lanes coming down here, but how about a 4 lane with trees up the middle? Look at that. Look at that hedgerow and parking spaces. Okay. Well, that made that decision easy to D-zone that building. Okay. Okay, there are traffic lights there, so let's do away with those. Let's just see what happens. So let's come over here. We're going to clear traffic out for a minute to try and get this a little caught up. Okay, come on now. Head on down to the next exit, please. Oh, those people all turned around on the highway. That's slowing things down even more. Really breaking things. Okay, so now they should start, as they start to queue up in here. Now, hopefully we get a better idea. There's a big bump there in the road. At some point, I will fix that. That is dangerous. Okay, so that will start backing up. Are all these cars getting on the highway to head this way now? Holy shnikes! What was I thinking? Well, you know what? This is good practice for New Boston. But now we've got all this connectivity. So, you know, it's a win-lose situation. Better connectivity, much worse traffic. 82%. But do we alleviate anything over here? Yeah, a little bit. And that's the thing, right? Like, we're fixing it over here. It's better over here now. You know, traffic is backing up this way, but what does it really affect? It doesn't affect up here. It's fine. Does it affect it? Like, look at this diamond interchange is fine, except for game days. Game days can absolutely break this thing. Oof. Well, you know what would fix this? I would say an exit lane, but it's way too tight in here. I don't want to disrupt the 2-lane flow we got going through here. They definitely changed some things in Remastered, because I built this using an imperator. Excuse me, I butchered his name. An imperator formula, and it should fit 2 3-lane highways side by side in vanilla. And it does not. It does not let you place 2 3-lane highways this close, which is really sad. Like, they made some changes in Remastered that are just a little bit different, and it wasn't like this when it was released. You could do the highways, 3-lane highways that close on release. You could do. Did I do a stack interchange here, or I didn't bother? No, I didn't bother because the stack interchange tutorial that I made is broken now in Remastered. So vanilla Skylines, indeed. Well, there's all the DLC. Depending on who you ask, vanilla is only truly vanilla without DLC too. But that's. Man, that's boring in 2026. That's like plain yogurt. That's not even vanilla yogurt. You were just having plain ass yogurt at that point. And like, if that's your thing, that's fine. You can have your plain yogurt, but I'm over here with vanilla, which is unmodded. But you catch my drift. But it's not hundreds of mods, yes. But I do get that, like, I've gotten those semantic arguments in the comments over the years, like, this isn't vanilla because you use DLC, so I just wanted to stipulate. But I'm very much of the camp that, like, vanilla is unmodded, not DLC free. I don't know. Like, there's like you can distinguish between base game and DLC at that point. But I don't think that's a vanilla thing. Again, I think the DLC free playthrough of this game in... Okay, are they going to put... Come on.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
There they go. Thanks for waiting until all the trees were completely devoid of leaves and life. Yeah, okay, right? So, like, vanilla's unmodded, base game's no DLC. Like, what was Plainville? Plain-ass vanilla yogurt, and we did it with no DLC. At first, and then we introduced them. Was the power plant on fire? Why was all that outage happening? Oh, you know what? We've moved some offices in place of those skyscrapers. We're probably... I have the music up loud enough in my head that this vocal is distracting. I don't know if it's bothering anybody else at the level I have it at, but like it sounds like somebody talking to me, and I want to stop to listen to the lyrics. But I don't think they're actual words, but I could be wrong. But yeah, Plainville was base game for all of the milestones, and then each episode was a DLC for a while. I should go back to that with the new DLCs that weren't part of that. A return to the original 9-tile Plainville. That could be interesting. Electricity budget is probably 100%. It is. So do we think about additional power? Do we have anything that's not turned on? Dang. We got geothermal plants. Most of the industrial areas have some kind of power of their own. So the farmlands have windmills. Took me a second. Sorry. Dent Oil. Does it have an oil plant? Right? Yeah, right here. This is the oil power plant. Over in the Sherwood Forestry area, we have the advanced coal plant. I figured it could be the advanced charcoal plant. And then, where's our other industry area? Ore has geothermal, farming, forestry, and oil. Okay, no, that's all of them, right? I hit them all. I just forgot that I went to 4. Check out how things are going over here in the Skylines Franchisee. This is where our industrial evolution... Is this a giant warehouse? Large warehouse? I love this. I love the look of this with all the pallets out here. And the ultimate recycling plant. Ooh, we missed a fire over here. Oh, what do you want to bet? This is when the electricity went out. Is because these caught fire and prevented the 2 nuclear power plants from spreading power, which is most of our city's power. Okay, well, we gotta figure, I gotta do something, but for the time being, we'll go to 105% on the reactor. Engineer says it's possible, but not recommended. Can you imagine if the Skylines Franchisee had burned down? That would have been the tragedy of 2556. Does anybody know what is the furthest into the future your cities have been? Because this is the furthest into the future my cities have been. We're slowly riding this wave. I got to keep an eye on the money here. It does trend into the red sometimes. But I'm not really liking what I'm seeing here with 105% on the reactor. We got to go into the green here. I broke it. I broke it. Oh, get into the green. Get into the green. We're a little bit green. Do we get a lot green is the question. We got to watch the hundreds of thousands and where that trends. That's what's most important. I feel like I broke it. We can't zoom in, unfortunately, close enough on like just the last 6 months or last 6 years of data. That would be really useful. We have to look at on a grand scale of you were broke at one point and now you have almost $1 billion. And it's just going to show it on that scale. I'm not liking the negative trend. So let's see if we barely give enough electricity to our civilians. Oh, I had adjusted water too. I'm an idiot. So I was impacting our water budget. This is up for death waves. Should we drop this down? Let's see how bad the death waves get at 100%. Famous last words. Unique buildings and museums create more happiness and increase attractiveness. Okay, we're not going to change that yet, but let's let the budget run. What is it? It is February. It's almost March. Is 2556 a leap year? It's a leap year. Okay. We're on March 1st. 709, 341,000. Let's at least go through March here and see where we're trending. Because before I get too far down any redesigns, the number one priority of the city is making money. We're almost 100,000 in the green there. We don't go that far into the red, which is good. I feel like this kind of has style vibes, if you know Taylor Swift. Commercial and industry is running short. What, you mean demand-wise? Okay, we're definitely trending up, right? What were we, 340 or 440? I already forgot. But it seems to be on the rise. Underground power lines, you can't do that. Can you do that? You can't do that. That's a cities 2 thing. Yeah, the demand's there. I want to be careful changing too much, like, because you can always, there's always going to be some demand. There's always going to want to be some growth. And we're just trying to keep the economy stable and growing without messing too much up. So we're definitely trending up slowly but surely. I'd love for it to be as fast as possible. So let's experiment and play with the unique buildings budget for a minute. Yeah, no, Dustin, I totally know that I need I don't want to grow the city right now, though. I want to grow the budget without affecting what I have to put in place, causing potential traffic issues, which cause my industries and economy to break down. So I'm growing incredibly slowly, mostly because I idle this city when I'm at work. It can just run totally self-sustaining. I do notice a little death wave happening in the background now that we've turned the medical budget down. Bodies are piling up a little bit more than they were before. Let's play around with that. So I don't know if I remember where I was at, 125. Let's go 115 on med. Let's back down to 70% unique buildings. They were at 80. Now the question is, does that bring in less tourists? Does that bring in less dollars for game days? You know, we'll see if it's money well spent. We'll let this run maybe through April. 709, 516 at one point. Okay. Well, I mean, we're still growing. How far up do we get, though? Are we trending into the plus 100K? That might be reserved only for game days at the moment. Yeah, I know. I put up to 115, and right as you say that, I feel like a bunch of icons just popped up, or I just noticed them on the right-hand side. But the budget will affect the... Here goes that kid on the escalator again. It's a raging current. This river's huge, and this drop-off is deadly for a waist-high wall. He's leaning over there. Up! Break your legs in the shallow water here on the shore, and then just wash out to the fishing industry. End up in a can of tuna. It is dolphin safe, though. It is not sim safe tuna. There might be some sims in there. Does anyone remember Mallrats? I hope. I hope not just me. And if that is too old of a reference for some of you, like, that's a classic you should check out. I mean, it is like 90s offensive movie humor, but it's a good Kevin Smith movie. I don't remember what the name of the mall was in that one. Do you remember that movie? What was it? Oh, I see it. It's a schooner. It's a sailboat, you dumb asshole. Sailboat is a schooner. There is no Santa Claus. Oh my God. Stan Lee cameo, man. Good stuff. That was a good movie. Okay, we could definitely get a couple more skyscrapers here. I'm not going to worry about that right now. How do we feel budget-wise? I hope I didn't mess it up too much. I'm sure I could fix it on a future stream. I got to stop messing with it, though. Info views, traffic, did we make any considerable? So 86%. The diamond interchanges are working here or there. This one's working. Over here won't be working. Let's see how bad the backup is over here. How did we do? Okay. Hey, this is flowing okay. Are we ready for the nightmare? Okay. Hey, remember that diamond interchange? Look at that. Look at that. Huh? It just needs some time to settle. Some fires to burn. We're in great shape. So, buildings disconnected water and sewage. We have some disconnected power lines. These are decorative. These are the heating, boiler station, and geothermal heating plant. We're not actually providing heating. They're also powered off. They're decorative for the industrial area over here. Kind of fit the vibe. Just like the semiconductor plants? Electric car factory. We should put the electric car factory next to like 17 giant warehouses. They can be full of GPUs. Good night, AC. Thanks for tuning in. Hit me up with the sweatshirt details. I'm gonna be printing some this week. One little lonely house fire. Okay, let me see. The budget's gonna freak me out, but we are making money. I feel like I slowed it down a lot, though. Let's see how we feel about cinematic camera. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Like, I think that you can tell how done your city is by how long you can let the cinematic camera go before you don't like a shot. And so far, I'm on number 2, and I need to change this downtown area. So still need a lot of work here in Riverrun. That is such a great asset. It's a shame that the Sims don't use it quite properly, even when you're down there on foot. It's like diamond interchanges look the part. You know, we do what we can on console or unmodded, however you're playing. I'm not the best builder, but I do really appreciate like how much better my building has come over the years from the 6-lane streets everywhere. And like you can still do grids, but have some fun with it. Was the electric car factory off as well? I don't even know. It was probably a cost thing, honestly. Like a lot of the uniques were turned off. They were just there for decoration at some point. I turned all the skyscrapers on just because they weren't lighting at night. 6-lane roads, yeah, everywhere. That's how you solve challenges in 2017. That's how you manage traffic. That's how I managed traffic in 2017. How much money does the electric car factory make? I don't know. It's not like a direct industry or goods thing. It's from the old Art Deco and high tech pack. So I don't suspect that it makes a lot. I mean, we could check it out. We can see what it costs. $672 a week. But like, what does it do? It generates visitors and tourists. Customers can purchase cars directly from the in-house showroom. I don't suspect it's a big money maker. I feel like that would have been a sleeper hit if it was that easy just to drop those in. I've never heard anybody give tips for that. Like, drop in the Art Deco buildings. What would that be under? Was it under these? I don't even remember what pack it was under, honestly. Okay, next song. This is not... it's not what we need. Unique buildings are mostly just parks, yeah. Well, the 1 through 6 that you're unlocking, a lot of that stuff is... Oh, is it here? It's in the Art Deco and high tech. Plant produces vehicles with a low footprint, low carbon footprint. Customers can purchase cars from the showroom. Factory ground is also home to the company's design and distribution departments located inside an office tower. Company prides itself in making electric cars affordable for the average citizen. Uses water and electricity, 175 visitor capacity. It has an upkeep, which is reduced because we're reducing our spend on unique buildings and therefore reducing the entertainment potential. And it doesn't do pollution, but it does noise pollution. Yes, I do have Industries DLC. So I've got 4 independent areas. This is Dent Oil. That's a reference to Beverly Hills Cop 2. And the guy that ran the crooked oil fields. This is all of the supply chain here. So we're not doing any extraction because we're not playing with any cheats. So we don't have an unlimited ore or oil turned on. So the only way to do oil and ore production is to import those things. Farming and forestry are renewable. So I've got this cranking along here. It has 20 barracks, right? 20 barracks at 5% of people. It's 100% efficiency bonus. And then what I do with warehousing. So over here, we've got plastics and petroleum, which are produced locally. But then we also have... Do I actually not have any other storage here? The other ones I do have storage. So the sneaker factory uses stuff that's produced all over the map. But the factories themselves have an area dependency, if you will. So there's petroleum and plastics here, both made in this zone. So the factories that are heavy on stuff from this zone sit in that particular zone. There's other stuff that maybe requires crops and animal products. So that'll be over in the farmland instead. But I have that set up, and then I'm actually using thematic power in each. So the oil zone has the oil power plant connected to it. Over here, we've got Sherwood Forestry. So this is all the forestry. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 20 barracks. We've got all the trees set up. Warehousing, again, for stuff that's here, but also a large warehouse for plastics. Because if you look at where are the factories here? Right, you need paper and plant timber, so that's all here. But then if you look at the toy factory, you need plastics. If you look at the printing press, you need plastics. So I warehouse in the thing that we need most from other zones, if there's a consistent thing like that. Over here, we have the farmland. And this is healthcare, which you can't spell without THC. Again, 20 barracks. We've got some greenhouses. Don't ask what we're growing in there. I'm sure you could guess. And then we have all the animal products over here. And same as before, right? Like there's the seafood factory. In this case, that needs fish. That's happening back there in the bay. But again, plastics. You need the animal products, crops, and flour. That is all produced locally here for the bakery. Apparently they don't package the bread in anything or the baked goods. They don't have any kind of wrapping. Fish factory is just fish. What is this one? Clothing factory, animal products, crops, and plastics again. So we've got warehouses that bring some stuff in. We should have a plastics, yeah. And then what is this one? The food factory, animal, flour, paper, and plastics. Oh, sorry. And then over here, the ore. And again, there's all thematic power. So the ore has geothermal. The forestry has an advanced coal or charcoal power plant, I like to think. And then we're using wind. All of those are also connected with their own cargo train station. And also, they all have their own independent highway exit. So we can keep all of that truck traffic dedicated just to that exit. The only thing this exit services, technically, you could have cars using it as a throughway. Actually, could they? Because they can't, because it's set to Old Town, right? Do I have all these Old Towns? I do have these Old Towns. So the only things that are driving here are things that are destined for here, which is why you should only see truck traffic coming in and out. And it keeps the exits flowing pretty well. The forestry isn't, or I'm sorry, the farming isn't the busiest. This one does back up a little bit, But there's a lot of stuff coming in and out of the ore. And then little inside joke, we've got all the ore fields over here. Sand storage, sand storage. This one is Vegemite fields. The ground is tainted here. I don't recommend. It'll just burn your nostrils just being near it. So I don't recommend going over there. Ooh, what's going on over here? That one spread a little bit. A couple buildings going. Those trees will spread it really fast. The Vegemite shade, yeah, I'm sorry. It's one of the most repellent things I've ever experienced. Certainly as a mass-produced product. Like I've eaten accidentally, you know, it served to me at a restaurant. I've eaten like spoiled food that tasted better than Vegemite. I went to a place downtown years and years ago before I met my wife, and she loves the place. I haven't been back there since, but I got just a piece of fish that was off, and it just was like, I don't know. They shouldn't have sent it out of the kitchen. Like, it didn't smell. Like, I took one bite, it didn't smell right. Like, it didn't taste right. It was awful. It was awful. Like, you know what? I'm done. I'll watch everybody else eat. I'll have a cup of coffee. They bring me a cup of coffee. They bring out the cream. I pour the cream. It's curdled. And it just like chunks fell into my cup. I was like, I am out of here. I never went back to that place. It was just such a disgusting night. Bad piece of fish and then curdled cream in my coffee. Like, did I do something to offend you? Like, use it as an ingredient in gravy or soup stock, but how much? You're using very little, I imagine, right? Kanga sent you a bottle of Vegemite. Used a little in a pot roast and it was good. Oh, come on. Get out of here. Get out of here. No. You know what? Like, it's like a particularly good usage is you put a little on the steps and it keeps the slugs away. Just melts them. Little slug trail and just the pool. $710 million. We're definitely making money still. An earthy soy sauce almost. Yeah, so is grounding up an earthworm. You enjoy that. I'll put it in a bottle for you. You can put it on a pot roast. With some mushrooms, earth sponge. Don't bother washing them because they grew up in the dirt. They are the dirt. Like Bane grew up in the dark. Mushrooms are the dirt. Getting a meaty feeling to vegetarian dishes. Okay. I'm not big on mushrooms. I am mildly allergic to them. It's not like anaphylactic shock, but it's probably an asthma attack. But also, there's very few things that the flavor is very good. Like I can power through and eat them. It's not like I don't have to Benadryl or anything. But it is earth sponge. I say that, but I'm very happy to eat bottom feeders. I love some crab. I don't want to know what they're crawling around eaten in Boston Harbor, but I'll eat them. Yeah, no, I get that. That is tough. How do you really capture that? Vegetarian vegan's gotta be tough. Like I recently developed in the last year an egg intolerance, so I can't eat eggs anymore. And tried some plant-based egg to hold some meatballs together. It just wasn't right. You gotta work hard to recapture nature. Some things just can't be substituted. Okay, we're still making money. Look at the money overlapping. That's what we want to see. I can't wait till there's another 1 and a comma in there. I'm going to be so pissed if it just maxes out at 999 and we never see a billion, technically. So we got a little bit spaced out over here. I think we do a couple small uniques or some buildings, like another block or so out. I got to do something over here. There's going to be a little bit of a train yard, maybe a little bit more industrial. I don't know. Probably a little residential area over here in Lafayette Heights. Why is there a fire at the amusement park? Jesus. The helicopters are kind of far away for this one. Okay. Okay, we feel better about that now. Plain oatmeal. That would go good with the plain yogurt I was talking about earlier. Plain oatmeal, plain yogurt, some Wonder Bread. And an American slice that can't be technically called cheese. Make a sandwich of it all. Paid how fire trucks can't enter. Yeah. I know, it's weird that they didn't think about that. I think when I say that out loud, it's weird that I thought it was weird that they wouldn't think of stuff, because they don't think of stuff. Can I just say, like, I don't know who's been around for the different talks, but I was just thinking about this recently. Like, with Cities 2, I always felt like a little bit of an outlier during the alpha. I was thinking to myself, like, everybody's excited about this. Why am I not excited about this? And at the time, I thought maybe it was my depression, which was actually a thing during that time frame. I thought, like, I just wasn't. There's a thing called, like, anhedonic response or anhedonia, like, where you just are incapable of experiencing joy. You could be doing the thing that made you the happiest 6 months ago, but, like, you can't experience it as pleasure. So there was, like, a doubt that I had in my mind that, like maybe I'm just burnt on Cities, and I'm burnt, and I'm never. It's me that's the problem. So it was vindicating at release to see it get down to like 29 or 28% at one point, and I think it's at 53 or 54 now. Like, they gained a point with the Ice Flake announcement. I think they actually went up a point. They still had a lot of work to do, but it is somewhat vindicating to have been a constant critic of the game from alpha, before release, as soon as embargo lifted, and consistently since then. I still feel like it's an unfinished product. And for every person that was like, in my comments, like, you're a clown or you don't know what you're talking about, like, it's very vindicating for the developer to be fired by the publisher. Like, apparently I was the only one that was thinking it, because They fired them. It is sitting at, interesting, it's sitting at 54% overall, and 61% of the reviews in the last 30 days are positive. And that is up because for the 2 years that this game has been out, it was consistently hovering within 1% or 2% of the overall rating, which was, I think, a strong indictment of the status of the game. Like, it's been 54% for a long time, and it's the people that are coming into it now 2 years later were thinking the same thing. So, like, it's at 61% now. They got an asset editor technically in beta. You got the bridges and ports content if you had paid for the Ultimate Edition. So in some ways, I could see that there is an improvement of the overall idea of the game. But I mean, again, it's still at a 54% overall on 31,000 reviews. So it's going to take a lot of people getting into the game now. And I think honestly, you'd be crazy to buy it now because it might fail spectacularly. And when it does, it'll be really cheap. I don't know. If you don't own it now, I don't see the point in going out to get it until they prove that, you know, there's something worth it. CS2 has some major fundamental issues. Yeah, I mean, I tried to play it on my last stream and I didn't make it very far. I've tried 4 or 5 times now over 60 hours, and I don't think I've gotten a city past 10,000, or like 10,000 was my cutoff. And at release, it was performing so bad on my 3080. I was like, I'm not even playing this thing anymore. It's done. I'm done, at least. It might become abandonware. I mean, they're trying to save it as they have to. Paradox has to save this brand to save themselves, honestly. Their financial report, this is one of the nice things about any publicly traded or invested company, is that they have to be very transparent with what they're doing about how they're making money and how they plan to make more money. And the year leading up to the release of City Skylines 2, they were very clear in their financial planning that City Skylines was their biggest brand. And with the coming release of 2, they were going to support it the way they had supported 1, with some DLC packs, but also a lot of stuff supported by the community, where they can pay the creators a percentage of the pack, but you're extending the life of the game and generating income off of stuff that small creators are doing. You don't even have to hire them. You don't have to give them benefits. You don't have to give them anything other than a one-time check. So, like they were very honest and open and upfront about that. Cities was their biggest brand, and they needed this ongoing tack-on economy, keeping in mind that City Skylines 1 sold somewhere around $400 to $500 a DLC, not including the radio stations, right? All the content creator packs and all the mainline DLCs. It's insane how many there are. And that was Paradox's biggest slice of their money-making pie, their biggest brand, and it absolutely tanked. And it took them 2 years to push out that DLC. So, like, they've invested a lot of money in this, and they think that they've invested enough that they can abandonware it at this point. They think there's enough whales out there, or they think that maybe they can turn the tide. I don't think they're going to do it with the Ice Flake team. If the best thing on their resume is Surviving the Aftermath, a game that has for 6 years had reviews are, it's good, but it crashes a lot. Every freaking review. Check it out on console, check it out on Steam. It's good, but ... And it crashes a lot. That's not who's going to save this game. I guess one of the guys worked on the initial simulation for CS1 before he went over to Ice Flake. But, like, what else does Ice Flake have for games? They got some crappy mobile games that were on their website a few weeks ago, and now, no, it's Surviving the Aftermath and Cities. That's all this company does. Like, they're shifting the narrative away because they don't want you to know the resume of these guys and girls. And NBs. I don't, like, whatever. Like, that's not the point. The point is that it doesn't. They don't have a good resume. They don't have anything to show that's at all interesting for a city builder of this scale. Surviving the Aftermath is a interesting game. It's a very small scale, and you have a gigantic simulation problem on your hands, and a game that's not very fun in my opinion. There's some really, the road tools are second to none. Like, just give me the road tools in CS1 in Remastered, please. CS2 needs lane management and stability. Yeah, we need lane management in the game, not from a modder who, I'm sorry, got hacked, and I'm not going to install his mods. Like, so lane traffic is not a viable mod for me. I'm never going to run that guy's mods. Not if you're repeating passwords and have poor password security and your code's getting infected and uploaded up to Steam, like, or up to Paradox Mods, whatever. The unfortunate thing about open source intelligence is, like, you can go back and see. John Hammond pulled it up on his video analyzing the malware from CS2, and yeah, there's a bunch of bad repeated passwords. You know, and that's not who I want to put in charge of the security of my PC. All right, anyways, it's 11:05. I'm going to call it a night. There's that end button. Hang on. It's nighttime. The city's still making money, 710. I'll make sure it keeps making money. Check back. We're going to hit 1 billion soon in the next couple of weeks. And then we can start giving back to the city. But in the meantime, we have to bleed it for everything that it has. I'm glad you enjoyed. Good night indeed. Hope you had fun. Leave a like if you can, if you enjoyed. Check back for more. Subscribe if you are new, and I will see you on the next one. There'll probably be some new Boston soon. I am rebuilding the core of Boston proper and then having some fun with some imaginary projects on the outskirts. We're going to be working on the Seaport industrial area and some high density residential all tucked in there pretty soon. So that is coming. Stay tuned for that. Work on the documentary and writing has been coming along, but that's still going to be, it's a long ways off because there's a ton of editing and layering of sound effects and music and the writing, and it's going to be a bit. Anyways, that's going to be a departure from the gaming and more of an analysis of the history of the city of Boston and why its streets are shaped so crazy. But I will catch you all on the next one. Thanks so much, everybody. Like, subscribe, and I will see you then. Bye. Good night.